All right, good morning everyone. It is stupid o'clock yet again. We've just set up the kayak and we are going out for yet another early season snapper mission. Now, this morning we are doing something a little bit different. I'm going to run through how I target these snapper and gummy sharks as well. You catch a lot of gummy sharks when you're chasing early season snapper. So hopefully we'll be able to show off some of those today, but we're actually going to be fishing a completely new area. I haven't really fished here before, so it's going to be very interesting, and I'm actually waiting for the tide to come in a bit so I can launch. So we have plenty of time. We might also cut up our baits before we launch, but we'll see what happens. I think we've got everything out of here, so let's make our way down and get out. Well, this is fun. You can literally see the tide making its way in, so it shouldn't be too much longer, but in the meantime, we might as well be productive, so we'll cut up our baits. Now, this is going to be one of them, so a fresh calamari hood. We're going to be cutting this into either strips or into calamari rings. So either one, and we've also got, I'm pretty sure, yeah, we've also got a little King George whiting. So usually I only like to use fresh baits, and this right here is as fresh as it gets. So we'll be cutting the head. The head is an absolute dynamite bait. We're also using the body section, cutting that into little chunks as well. So that should also be a very, very good bait. So we've got some fresh calamari, fresh King George. A lot of people would probably be eating stuff like this. So beautiful baits. The end of the squid hood. So that's going to be like the size of the baits which we're using. Just small bite-sized pieces for these early season snapper. Just like that. So I reckon we'll do some squid rings and also some squid strips, because I don't really have any fresh squid heads. So what we're going to do to make up for that is cut some of these strips with a lot of little dangly bits just to make it look like a squid head, because this stuff right here is still very, very good, but it doesn't have the movement of the tentacles. So that's what we're going to do. Cut a few of these bits into some squid head looking things. So this right here is the squid strip, so just really small strips of squid, and we've actually cut legs into the bottom of that. So this has the movement, and it also has the scent of fresh calamari. And what we also might do is tenderize these back bits just a little bit, just to be able to make them move a bit freely. So that right there is going to be our go-to bait this morning, I reckon. So what we're doing at the moment is just tenderizing the squid, so just using the back of the knife and just giving that a good belt, so that is going to move much more freely now in the current. Beautiful. We've got a few more of these to do. Look at how many baits you get from the one squid. We've got all these squid strips with dangly bits down the bottom. We've also got a few pieces of calamari rings too. That is going to last us a fair while, hopefully. We've also got this whiting to cut up too. We're almost out. How good is this? Actually didn't take as long as what I thought it might, but we've done a bit of good preparation. We've cut up some beautiful looking calamari and whiting baits, so we're giving ourselves a real good chance. But now we've just got to get out here and we've got to find some fish. We are well and truly out here now. So what I'm actually doing at the moment is just looking on my graph, and at the moment I can see a bunch of really small feeder channels and tiny little channels, and what we're going to do is make our way out to those and just have a little sound along the edges. So probably in about 15 to 20 foot of water we'll have a look, and then if we find some fish we'll anchor up, maybe even burley up, and then see if we can get a bite. It's pretty well known that a lot of these really big early season snapper, and just the early season snapper in general, start up the top end of Western Port. Usually the water is a little bit warmer, and there's also plenty of food up here in the form of crabs on the mud banks and just little fish and stuff like that. So that's where we're going to be targeting this morning. I've actually never really fished around here before, so this is going to be my first time, my first experience, so we're going to be pretty much figuring it out together. Oh yeah. All right, well we've definitely found some fish. That's good. It's a very good sign. Look at that. It's a perfect arch on the bottom. And that's what will happen quite often. We've got two separate marks there, but they're both along the same line. The fish will often sit along the same spot. So 20 foot of water, it's not bad. All right, so there's trickles of first light starting to come up now, so let's get straight into it. This is going to be the first bait which we're going to get out. It's that butterflied, it's King George whiting tail. So let's give that a go. Beautiful fresh bait. On this one, we will try a squid strip. That looks absolutely beautiful. Squid strip on the second rod. The sinker might be a little bit too light, but give it a go. The current is flying. Oh, that was a snapper. All right, there's definitely fish here. That was a snapper. He just missed the hooks. That's it. He literally just missed the hooks. That was a snapper. Oh, that's gonna go. That looks decent. That's on there. What's that? Oh, that could be a snapper. There we go. We got a hook up. Oh, good head shakes. Very good head shakes. I think that is one. Yes, we got a hook up. So that's Sun. First lighters literally just came up. That was the softest take. We've actually had a fair few like really good hits, but they just haven't hooked up. This is a snapper, I'm pretty sure. Take a look at this morning though. It's just absolutely beautiful. Pretty much a glass off. We've had so many subtle hits, but they haven't committed to the baits at all. That's a snapper. He's just cruising in. I'm pretty confident that's a snapper, but he literally hasn't taken a run. He hasn't done anything. There we go. Wow, it took a while. So many little bites, but finally got a fish to take off. What is it? Literally still haven't seen it yet. The water's so dirty you can't even see it. Big swirls. Pretty sure it's a snapper. It's got the head shakes. Yeah, it's a snapper. Oh yeah. It's a good fish too. Look at that. Wow. It's a beauty. It is an absolute beauty. That is awesome. There he goes. He hasn't taken a click of drag pretty much the whole fight, so he's going to be very green. All right, let's get him. Boom. We got him. Beautiful snapper. Yes. That's a very quality fish. When the water's this cold, it's actually not too uncommon for these fish to not really put up a fight. They're not that active, the water's super cold, so they don't really feel like burning too much energy. And this was one really lazy fish. He's a cracker though. What a beautiful, beautiful way to start off the morning. That is a cracker fish. We've got the sun behind us, so you guys can't really see the colors, but that is a magnificent snapper and a beautiful start to the morning. Literally the first fish of the day is our target species. It's exactly what you want. Let's get him going. Catch and release all the way, baby. Let's let him go. Most people would be keeping you. Not us though, buddy. Not us. Oh, that's a good hit. There he goes, straight down. Oh, we didn't even have it. You idiot. I didn't even press record. It's like the rod tip's just dancing. It's like the fish is just mouthing the bait. I actually do think it might be a snapper. It's just lightly mouthing the bait, but not committing to it. Like I pulled it up before and there's pretty much nothing on the bait. It's just like they're feeling the end of it. And the same with that other bite. That other bite was really soft. Pretty much had to wind into it and strike it to set the hook. Quick little update, the conditions probably can't get any better. It is glass calm at the moment, the tide is slowing down, and we're getting a lot of bites. Although I think a lot of them it's small rock cod, they're only tap, tap, tap on the end of the rod. But it is looking very good. I've also just thrown a bunch of burley out on this tide change, so hopefully that encourages any nearby fish to feed as well. Oh, that's a good fish. Maybe. Who knows? I don't even know what's going on with that rod. Oh, that is a good... Oh. Yep, that's a fish. That's a fish. What is that? That's a snapper. On the light rod. Yes. Pretty sure that's a snapper. Oh yeah, got the head shakes. That's a heavy fish. On the light combo. How good is that? Literally just got done throwing out a bunch of pilchard cubes to burley up right on the tide change. Probably 4 to 5 minutes after we threw those cubes out, bang, we've hooked up again. Feels like another quality fish. You can't really tell with this light gear because every fish feels heavy, but definitely feels good. Oof, couple of rock cod. Oh, geez, now another snapper. That's a good fish. Cool. Very weird hits today. It's like they're not really feeding. I guess it's early season. It's still the middle of September, so early season fish, they're really finicky. Really finicky. Giving me a run for me money. He feels like big. We just saw him. Look at him. He's making all these bloody bubbles and trails, and it's got to be a snapper then. If his tail's that big, let's get a look at him. Yeah, I just saw a flash of red. Beautiful. Early season, baby. Early season. You're done now, buddy. He's headbutted the kayak. There we go. There we go. Another Butte. Maybe the same size or maybe a little bit smaller. A little bit smaller, yeah. Oh, those hooks are absolutely gone. Are you serious? Can you guys see that? Man, I usually like releasing snapper because they're a fairly slow growing species and everyone keeps them. So I always like releasing snapper, but unfortunately for this guy, I don't think he's releasable. That's like the downside of using twin suicide hooks. They always get gut hooked. So I reckon I'm going to keep this little fella. Yeah, he's going to come home with us, but nothing wrong with that. You can always take a fish home every now and again, but I do like to release snapper when I can. All right, so let's get a little look at him. That is the second one of the day. What a little session we're having. Early season snapper at its finest. This one's definitely a little bit smaller. He's around 60 odd centimeters, and there he is right there. Let's get him in the sun. A beautiful fish. So we'll cut those hooks and we're going to keep this fish just because he's gut hooked. Don't really like releasing fish when they're gut hooked. Instead of tying on a new J-hook rig, what I'm actually going to do is just use a single inline circle hook. So this should avoid gut hookups, but the only issue is it's pretty early season and usually I like to use a double hook rig. But at least if we hook up on this one now, they shouldn't be gut hooked. All right, we got to go. We have to get out of here. Where I launched, there is knee-deep mud at low tide. So the tide is flooding out now. So very soon, we're not going to be able to get back. So we have to go. I'll tell you what though, that was a fun session. That is literally the second snapper trip for the whole season. And we caught two of them. We caught I think a 60 and a 69, 70 centimeter fish. So I'm gonna take that. That's an absolutely amazing day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you wanna see more snapper videos in the future, or if you have any suggestions of videos surrounding snapper, let me know in the comments below. Leave a like on this one if you enjoyed it. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.